it ain't no friend to me.
Waging war on mediocrity, it ain't no friend of me. It's your boy, the motivational teacher to the masses, bringing you another edition of Motivational Monday. I'm happy to see you all out there. I'm starting to see the eyes come through. If you would, as you get out here, say hello to the motivational teacher. Let me know who's out there. And like always, I believe that there is a special place in heaven for the hungry. I actually believe there's a special harvest on earth for the hungry. So as you pop on, let your boy know who's out there. For all the replayers, if you would, give me about a minute and a half as I share this to my social media outlets. So if you're out there, I'm starting to see the eyes add up. So if you would, shout out who's out there. Help me know who I'm talking to in the audience. All right, I'm going to share this on all my platforms. Give me about 30 seconds. Hey, what's up out there? Starting to see the eyes add up. Holla at your boy. You would just give me 30 seconds as I share this out to all my social media platforms. Hey, what's up, Anika? How you doing? I'm sharing this to my social media platforms. Give me about 30 seconds as I finish sharing these. This is my last one. All right, what's up out there, family and friends? It's your boy, Motivational Monday time. You hear your boy's a little hoarse right now. I don't know if you follow me on my Facebook platform, but our basketball team, the All In Warriors, our young men yesterday won the tournament. We won four games and lost one, and won actually a national qualifier tournament. Big deal, big deal. So my motivational teacher voice is a little stiff today based on that competition from yesterday, but not to worry at all. I think to me showing up hoarse is no different than somebody showing up on the job a little achy or a little sick. So this is what we do. I'm not going to be yelling and screaming tonight, but we're going to break this bread. Thank you for joining us, Deborah. If you all would, please share and invite somebody else. Thank you, Vaniqua. Please share, type names in the little comment box, and invite people to join us if you would. That would help tremendously. And I'm going to do that right now myself as well. To see, just to copy tag people in this thing. If you all would, please do the same. Invite your cousin, your mom, and them. Let them know the motivational teacher to the masses is about to go live, and they have an opportunity now to break this bread. Because the only difference between where our life is and where our life could be is the information we have. That's it. The information that we have in our life and the information that we act on. The challenge with most of us is we don't get new information. We got the same mindset we had when we were 16 or 17 years old in high school, and we're believing for different results, and we got the same old mindset. At some point, we got to leave that thinking stinking, and we got to go into what I call becoming. When I became a man, I put away childish things. I think sometimes we got to start putting away some of these childish tools, and we got to move from milk to meat. And too many of us, we want this manifestation that, like eyes have not seen and ears have not heard, but we're not willing to commit to it to the point where I'm doing something outside of my comfort zone to get it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to be consistent with what we believe doing. And this is not even the bread breaking moment yet. I'm just tagging people in this, and I want to just kind of get you all in here to understand, like, this lifestyle is not something that's part-time. This is not something that I choose to do. This is something I have to do. If I don't do this, the rocks will cry out. And until you find that thing in your life that you do, it's going to always be work for you, and your life will always be work. The moment you unleash that part of you that looks like your daddy and you found out where you fit, is the moment you go from working a job to your life's work. There's a whole different meaning to doing your life's work versus working a job. And the challenging part of it, there will be so many people that die that never lived. I just broke bread. There will be so many people that die that they've never lived upon this earth. They merely existed. When I die, I want to go empty. Everything that God has placed on the inside of me, when I die, I want to leave it on earth. I want somebody else to say how the motivational teacher impacted their lives. And see, I talk about, all these things. There's nothing wrong with houses. There's nothing wrong with fancy cars. There's nothing wrong with big bank accounts. There's nothing being able to do the things that you want to do in your life. There's nothing wrong with any of those things. But the true challenge to a kingdom-minded person is not the things that I accumulate. It's the amount of lives that I change with my life. It's not about what I accumulate. Trust me, things will accumulate because you're seeking true value in this earth. But understand, things never define a kingdom kid. My daddy owned the cattle on 1,000 hills. If he does, then why in the world would things define me? I mean, Coming to America #2 just came out, where Eddie Murphy now is the new king. And just watching that, Eddie Murphy didn't use the things around him to define who he was. It was his deity, his sonship, because he was connected to the king. All these other things belong to me. And because I have these other things, I don't get high-minded. I don't get likely. I understand that it's based on my relationship with the king. I'm breaking bread right now, and I haven't even gotten into Why Not You yet. This is just the appetizer before I get into the main course. My name will be remembered for the good I've done. Come on, Vaniqua. If your name outlives your body going back to the dirt, you had a successful life. Like we just had a tragic accident that happened. I call it within our Dublin family, where a young man and his wife and a kid were killed instantaneously. Ran over by an 18-wheeler, was killed instantly. But when I think about what that 32-year-old has done over the course of his life and all the people that he impacted as being the principal of the high school at 32, that he graduated from the high school, left, came back, became a teacher, became a principal, and and well on his way to become a superintendent. All the lives that's connected to him at the age of 32 is phenomenal. He's done more living at 32 than the majority of humans would do at 62. I'll say that again. At 32, he's impacted more lives than what a lot of people do at 62. And see, there's so many people, we're confused that we think that our life is about how many years we're on earth. It's not about how many years I'm on earth. It's about what I did to what I used my life for while I was here. I'm about to break bread. It ain't about life is not about I lived until I was 85. But what did you do with 85 years? Jesus changed his world in 33. My friend from Dublin changed his world in 32. He will forever be remembered, not because of the money that he accumulated, not because he had doctor in front of his name. He will be remembered for the lives that he's touched. If we're not living to impact lives, then we're missing the purpose of being on earth. I gotta break bread. What's up, Joe? Thank you for joining us. I gotta break bread. If we're not living for the right reason, then we're merely existing, and it's just a moment in time that we're here existing. Notice it's been appointed a man one time to die. It's been appointed. Just know that your works have to outlive your body when it goes to the dirt, goes back to the dirt. All right, let's get into this. Tonight, why not me? Why not me? And I was sitting down, I was driving today, and I was having a conversation in my head. And I was on a global leadership call today where less than 5% of the people in my company are on that global leadership call. And we're on there with the CEO who's in Denmark. And having a nice conversation. It was people from all different walks of this company all across the world. And I was one of the 5%ers that had that was chosen to be in this leadership program. And I on this call had to be, maybe 80 people. And then there was 3 that looked like me. There was only 3 people that looked like me, African American. And so I'm sitting here looking at the pictures up and down. I'm thinking, and I'm like, Anthony, and I'm thinking like, okay, I've been chosen to be in this program. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what's my ceiling? What's my ceiling? Do I have the ability to run a Fortune 100 company? Why not you, Anthony? What is my ceiling? Have I always played myself down to the level of which I kind of grew up in, that we grew up with minimum things, and we grew up barely making it. And then I've got to a place now where I've seen some success. Have I stopped dreaming? This weekend, I told you we won this national qualifier this weekend. And, it made me believe, okay, Anthony, where else are you shortchanging yourself in your life? Like, why not me to run a Fortune 100 company? Why not me to be the number one motivational speaker in the country? Why not me to be the number one motivational speaker in the world? And it caused me to sit back and say, Anthony, do you have the great I am in a box? Oh, I'm going to break bread tonight. Why not me? Have I boxed in the unlimited God that wants to work in my life? Have I said, God, this is the only place and the only thing you can do in my life? God, have I been sitting here as the motivational teacher to the masses, talking about the extraordinary, and all the while I'm talking about the extraordinary, I've got a box around what my ordinary is. And while the great I am is an awakening my I am to do the extraordinary, I'm on a call with the top 5% of leaders globally in a Fortune 100 company. And it took that call with the CEO, which he said nothing that I knew. He said nothing new that was new to me. It was all things that I've sat in front of this computer and said to you all. He said nothing new, but the fact that I'm on here with the top 5% of a company that has over 40,000 employees worldwide. I'm in the top 5%. Anthony, where else in the world have you been limiting your life? Why not me? Why not me to start a foundation that house underprivileged kids? Why not me to start a foundation to help with food insecurity in our community? Why not me to be able to feed kids in this community? Why not me to be able to build a home that helps abused women when they're looking to get away? Why not me to be able to put a gym in the middle of the biggest city in Atlanta and be able to use it as a tool to bring young men in and teach them how to wage war on mediocrity? Vanika, why not you to own your own hospital, or you be the head of the nursing school for a university? Why not you to be able to think above and beyond all you can think and imagine? Joe, why not you? Why not you to be the mogul that you know? Why not? Have we been limiting ourselves unknowingly? Have we been looking at that mountain? I talked about it last week, and I'm coming back to it. I've been talking about shadows. Last week I talked about shadows. You got to go back and get that one. I can't do it tonight. I talked about shadows, and we can't allow ourselves to continue to be limited. And the funny thing is, I'm the motivational teacher to the masses, and I'm just telling you my story. I was on this call today, and it made me rethink me. What's up, Q? It made me rethink me. YouTube is on fire tonight. It made me rethink me. And I'm asking you, I want you to take a self-reflection moment, and I want you to rethink you. I want you to take some time and look in the mirror and say, and look at your hands and say, God, what have you've really given me in my hands that I've been negating to use for good? Thank you for joining us, Angelique. Why not you? LeBron, I love talking about LeBron. LeBron is a little kid from Akron, Ohio, who grew up with no father. Why not LeBron to change the world through sports? Why not Tyler Perry to change the world through entertainment? Why not Common to change the world through music? Why not Amanda Gorman change the world through her poetry? Why not you change the world through the gift that God has given you? We got to stop thinking so locally and start thinking globally, or at least start thinking countily or statewide or area or whatever. It's time to start shooting for the sun. If I land amongst the stars, I still made a lasting impact. And remember, come on, Angelique. We cannot build my why not me on the things that I accumulate. I want to stress that, because when there's a thing in our life, rethink that. You got to rethink me. Come on, mom. We got to rethink me. See, there's things in our life. I'm going to break bread right here tonight. Anything that we lack in our life, we look to that thing to define our success. For example, I'm going to break bread. I have a friend who had a divorce, a real good guy, messy divorce. It went real bad. Had a friend. And so I'm trying not to tell his whole story because I don't want people on here who know him to be. His parents both died when he was really young. His parents really died. Him and the brothers, sister pretty much raised each other. And so my friend, he lacked, what's up, Lisa? He lacked that love in his life. And so because he lacked love so much in his life based on the shadows that he grew up with, some con artists figured out that he had that lack in his life. And she came in and pretended to love him and took him for everything he had. Why? Because she found that gap in his life that she could feel. That's what con artists do. That's what the enemy does. He sees where your insecurities are. And he come in and fill that insecurity with something that's impure, something that's not going to lead you in the right path. But because he had that shadow that wasn't been dealt with, it allowed a person to take advantage of that area of his life because he lacked love so much because of what happened in his youth that I want it so bad that I'll be willing to take this person, although I know what the motive is, just to see if I can change that person because I get what I think I lack. We got to be careful sometimes that we don't take false gods for the real thing because it fills a void in our life. And why not me? I'm telling you right now, we accept those things because it allows me to feel better about my situation at the moment, but the end thereof cost me a lot of years to rebuild what they tore down. I'm breaking bread right now. And I said that to say this: if I've lacked money my whole life, then there's some of us that'll be willing to do things unethical to get money because we believe that money puts me in a place that I never had. That's why I had so much debt. I was making a lot of money, but I was spending a whole lot more than what I was making. Why? Because my insecure place was a spirit of poverty. It was of self-preservation. It was of fear. And in order for me to project a image that wasn't real, because I wanted that to define who I am. I remember on one of these arms, on this arm, like I went and got this tattoo on my arm of the cross because people looking at my life couldn't tell I was a Christian. So I had to get the tattoo so people would know I was a Christian. So a lot of times we put these things outwardly to try to fill the void that's inwardly. I knew my life was supposed to be used for something better, but if you look at my works, it didn't say that, so I had to get it externally on my body. So if you see the tattoo, oh, he's a Christian. Or if you see me wearing the big cross around my neck, oh, he's a Christian. But it was my life that should have been speaking those words and not an external tattoo. I just broke bread for some of us right there. Because some of us are living our life with our insecurities tattooed to our arm. It's tattooed to our heart. And the majority of decisions we make from that place of insecurity. I'm telling you right now, you got to get in the mirror and say, why not me? Why not me? I'm going to get into how we overcome those things. So I'm sitting there on that call. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about me right now. Speak on it. Yep. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. So I'm talking about me right now. And I was on an hour and a half long call today. And man, I'll be honest, I missed most of the content because I was dealing with me. As Lady Queen would say, you're your own limitations. Come on, Vaniqua. That's what she said. My sis said all the time. You are your own limitation. It will only last a very short time. It is not real. So I'm sitting on this global call and I'm blown away. I'm blown away that I'm on this call with the top 5% leaders in a Fortune 100 company with worldwide. I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking, where else have I been shortchanging myself? And believe me, when you shortchange you shortchange God or the great I am that awakens your I am. I'm like, God, where else have I shortchanged us? Where else have I put brakes when you're all gas? He's all gas, no brakes, and we're sitting there fighting and we're trying to pull the handbrake up because the car is too far out of our comfort zone and we're trying to slow the car up. Why not you? Why not you to be the top 5%? in the area or the field that you're giving yourself to? Why not you to be the top 5% that impacts your community? Why not you? Why not you to become a millionaire so you can take care not for the Bentleys and the mansions, but for you to be able to build the necessary tools around you to support your passion. Whether your passion is working with kids or whether your passion is working with disabled kids or disabled people, whatever your passion is, why not you to have the funds so you can do it liberally, you can do it freely? Why not you? Man, I'm breaking bread right now. Nobody's not giving me a reason. Why not you? Somebody get in that chat box and say, why not me? Why not me? Come on, Angelique, you right on time. Why not me? Why not you to be an art mogul? Why not? And I'm gonna go into this, and I'm telling you, I told my wife, I said I'm not gonna be down there long. I was screaming all day Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the basketball tournament. But I knew once I got in front of this camera, I knew something was gonna take place. And whatever, like y'all see my teacup right here. I've been drinking tea all day. I've been drinking tea all day because why not me? In order for it to be me, I am going to have to do some things when I'm uncomfortable. Yeah, Lisa. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some things when I don't feel my best, because why not me demands that I'm willing to go when other people aren't willing to go. I'm willing to do when other people aren't willing to do. You don't become the #1 motivational teacher in the world by only doing it when it's comfortable to you. You don't become #1 in your field by only doing it when it's necessary. You don't get to say, why not me? And I'm going to get into this in a minute. We don't get to say, why not me, when we're not doing what's necessary for it to be me. I was thinking about that today, man. I was on that global call, man. I was like, man, these people see global talent in me. Global talent in me. And I'm sitting there thinking like, oh my God, just by me being on, I didn't really know what it was, but just by me being on this call, you are showing me. Like, you are showing me on a global call. And I sat there and I was thinking, and this led me to why not me. I was thinking, why would a man that has the breath of God on the inside of him, that's worth, that's worth running for right there. Why would a man who's made in God's image and in God's likeness, why would a man that know that God has said man, male, female, homo sapien alike, why would a man who know that God has already said that I blessed you with every spiritual blessing, why would a man that knows that I have the power to whatever I bind on earth is bound in heaven, whatever I loose on earth is loose in heaven, that I have 10,000 angels at my command, why would a man with all those resources at his fingers not believe that he's top 5% in a Fortune 100 company? And I sat there and I thought about it, and I can't, and everything to me come back to principles. Got to start pushing responsibility on other people. Say that, Q, and do what we should be doing. Say that. Deborah, hallelujah. That's what I'm saying. Say that. So I sat there and I was like, why would a man with all these resources on the inside of him not believe that he's top 5%? And I sat there, and everything to me goes back to principles. It goes back to principles. God set this universe in order by principles. The night, the day, separating the water from the land. They're all principles that guide how the earth should run. The same principles guide how men should live. And I went back and I was like, man. And again, this is Anthony. I didn't read this in no book. I didn't hear this from no other speaker. This is just my thoughts. So if it's, whatever your opinion is, it is. I'm open to ideas. And so I came back to one thing: seed time, harvest time. Seed time, harvest. Why would a man not believe that he's top 5%? Because a man that hasn't sown the time in will never believe that they deserve the harvest. I'm about to break bread right now. I'm about to see right now. Some of you all about to be liberated right now. It can't. I can only come to seed time harvest. If a man sows bountifully, he shall reap bountifully. But the challenge with us is that nobody has showed us or taught us how to sow. A farmer goes out and sows his seed. What is the farmer's occupation? Oh my God. We've heard this for so many years, but nobody has told us what to sow. I understand why a farmer would sow seeds, because the farmer, he's looking for a harvest. So the farmer sows seeds. What's a farmer? They go to the land and they get the good of the land of the seeds of which they sown. So I understand some of us never thought about this, why a farmer would sow seeds, but nobody ever talked about what a motivational teacher would sow. Oh my God. What's a seed to a motivational teacher? What's a seed to a jewelry mogul? What's a seed to a nurse? Or what's a seed to Joe who got 3-4 businesses? What's a seed to a realtor? See, the farmer sows seed, and we've been using this parable our whole lives, and we never really sat there and thought about it. I'm gonna break bread right now. What is seed to the sower? And I sat there. I say, man, seed time and harvest. I'm going somewhere. It ain't where you think I'm going, but I'm going somewhere. And I sat there. And I said, there are many of us that we've been sowing seeds, and there's nothing wrong with sowing random seed. We have not been intentional about our seed time. Yeah, Lisa, I'm coming. We have not been intentional about what am I sowing, because if I'm not intentional about what I'm sowing, I cannot dictate the harvest. The farmer goes out and y'all know, I don't know a whole lot about farming. My mama know a whole lot. My granddad, he go out and he plants butter beans. He knows that these harvests will be what? If I plant I don't know if it's a butter bean, let's say a watermelon seed. Let me talk about something I know. A watermelon seed, I know the harvest would be a what? Watermelon. The harvest would be a watermelon. I know if I go out and I sow collard green seeds, the harvest would be what? Collard green seeds. If I want to be the motivational teacher to the masses, what seeds do I sow so I can pick up the masses out of the dirt? Oh, I'm breaking bread right now. And see, most of us, I just told you, you made a little Lord, you're made just a little Lord of Elohim. I told you you're made in his image and in likeness. You heard when the lady, when they were about to stone the lady, and they said, why shouldn't we do it? And he stooped down and he started writing in the dirt, started playing with the dirt. Yeah, I'm from the country, Lisa. I'm from the country. Collard greens. So he started playing from the dirt. And I'm telling you like this, sometimes you're going to have to play with the dirt. You're going to have to go ahead. We talking about why not you? But why not you? It's because the seeds that I've sown that dictates the harvest that I reap. Why not you? See, in order to get the right seed in the ground, sometimes you got to stoop down like your daddy and you got to play in the dirt. He formed us from the dirt. Anything that you want to come out your life, you have the ability to grow. I just broke bread. There's no anything that you need more of in your life, you have the ability to grow. I need more money. You have the ability to sow seeds to grow more money. I need more love in my life. You have the ability to stoop down in the dirt and put the right seed. And I'm telling you, there's something about dirt that God, he used to create. There's something about that. There's something about the composition of dirt that he uses to create. And when you hear the parable, when they talk about one man sowing on concrete, the dirt is your heart. There's something about dirt when you put the right stuff in the dirt, that the dirt, if you take care and you nurture that dirt got to yield the harvest from it, because he said it from the foundation of the earth. It's amazing that we've been here all these years from Adam, and the dirt has yet to stop producing seeds. The dirt, if you put seeds in the ground today, they will produce just like they did 2,000 years ago. It's something about when he says it that it keeps it in motion. That law just works. We don't know how the law works. It works because he said it works. And we've been looking for manifestation in all these different ways. I've been shucking and jiving. I've been scheming and cheating. I've been doing all these different things. I'm thinking I'm going to get ahead. And it hasn't happened. Why? Because you're playing with the wrong dirt. That dirt doesn't have the ability to build you long-term success. That dirt doesn't have the ability to grow you what you lack. Yep. Well, I got away with it today. Eventually, the process will catch you. Eventually, the process will catch you if you're not stooping down, playing in the dirt. You got to make, man, listen, let me get back to my example. I can grow what I lack. Come on, go to the chat box. Come on, I got to talk to somebody. Somebody got to talk back to me. I can, big I, big can, grow what I lack. I can grow what I lack. I got to talk to you right now. I got to talk to you right now. Why are you getting in that chat box? Let me get a little tea. Come on, I know it's a delay, Facebook. I know it's a delay, YouTube. I need somebody to get in that chat box. I can grow what I lack. Come on, man. God give his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. It's in my battle, I'm working the hardest. Come on. That means you care. When you're willing to fight past the pain, you're willing to fight past the discomfort. I can grow what I lack. Come on, Joe. I can grow what I lack. I need for you to start believing that. That's a t-shirt right there. I can grow what I lack. Why? Because I was created from a creator. Come on. I got creation in my DNA. Come on, Angelique. Come on, Lisa. I can grow what I lack. Stop saying that I can't do it. I don't have it. I can't do it. What am I going to do? What? Go to your dirt. Come on, Deborah. Come on, Lois. Go to your dirt. There's no such thing that you don't know or I don't have it. Go to your dirt. Well, I took a stretch. I told you all. Come on, Vaniqua. I am growing. You tucking at me. You made it personal. I am growing what I've lacked. Come on, man. I took a stretch project on. I'm decent with Excel, so I can put some spreadsheets together. But I took a stretch project at work because I know people, you know, they promote people that work in this area much quicker than they would some other area. Honestly, when I took that stretch project, like I am not that proficient. I was on YouTube almost 10 hours trying to figure out one concept. And you say, Aunt, what were you doing? I was playing in the dirt. I didn't understand how to format something, so I had to go play in the dirt. What is that, Aunt? I had to go in my heart. I knew I possessed the ability to be able to do it. Now I had to go find the resources in order to pull it through. I had to go play in the dirt because whatever I lack, I can grow. If I'm willing to spend a little bit of time, I know I can here, but I got to train this to believe and see what I know here. And see, most of us think, why not me? It's because we're not playing in the dirt. We're not putting the right seeds in the dirt. We're not massaging the dirt. We're not putting the fertilizer in the dirt. We're not watering the ground to make sure we got the right stuff in it. And we're looking for a harvest that doesn't exist. Why? Because we ain't playing with the right seed in the ground. If you're lying and you're stealing and you're backbiting, and you're cheating and you're deceitful and you hate and you're hatred and you lie and you talk about folk behind their back, believe you me, that's dirt too. And when you sow that kind of division, and when you sow that kind of hate, when you sow that the wrong seeds in the ground, you get the wrong harvest. You get the wrong harvest, and most of us have been sowing the wrong seeds, and we're wondering why my harvest doesn't look different. It's because you're putting the wrong stuff in the dirt. You're putting the wrong stuff in the dirt. And remember, the dirt represents our heart. The dirt represents our mind. He said, as a man believes in the heart, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Your heart is the dirt. And we got to when God created man, he went down to the dirt and formed man from the ground and breathed in him the breath of air. See, you got to play in the dirt. If I lack the Excel skills I need to get to the next level, I got to play in the dirt. By me saying I possess all ability to be able to do Excel, I'm breathing in the dirt. By me saying, man, I'm gifted and talented, I'm blowing in the dirt. By me looking on YouTube 10 hours, I'm blowing in the dirt. Why? Because I'm speaking what I believe. He formed the man and then he blew in it. And see, most of us, we sit there and we try to form it and we blow the wrong type of wind. We don't put the right seed. See, the air of God represents the seed that made man become a living being. Most of us are putting the wrong stuff in our heart, in our dirt, and we can't change the harvest that we're getting. I'm breaking bread right now. Plant according to the vision. I love it. That's plant according to the vision, Q. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, why not you? That's my question. And so I'm going to wrap this up, but let me finish this story. I'm going somewhere. We got to change what we're putting in the dirt. This is phenomenal. I got to listen to this myself. I don't care how hoarse I sound. I got to listen to this. You got to play in the dirt. You got to put the right seed. Let me stop saying, you got to breathe the right type of breath into your dirt, into your heart. That you should never have a negative word to say about yourself. Do we all have places where we can grow? We have opportunities. The answer is yes. What's up, Angela? The answer is yes. We all have areas in our life where we can grow, but you should never have negative words to speak about your own life. Even when I talk in terms, I know I need to grow in my motivational presentation. I need to grow. I don't say, man, what I just did sucked. That was not good. No, it ain't that it wasn't good. It's just that I need to grow. See, I need to grow is speaking a different type of. I'm sowing different seed into my heart when I say I need to grow versus, man, that was terrible. That ain't the type of seed we need to speak to one another. Speak to myself. We need to be edifying and building ourselves up. We need to blow the right type of breath into our seed, into our heart. He reached down, played with the dirt. I'm breaking bread right now. He played with that dirt. And that dirt he formed a man, put the right air, the right seed in the clay, and the clay became a living being. I'm telling you what I know right now. The process of how you get to the top 5% of what you want to do is the same process that the great I am, awaken our I am. It's the same process we have to do to whatever that thing we want in our life. Okay. Somebody get in the chat box. What is it that you want out of your life? Talk to me. What is it that you want out of your life? I know for me, I'm the motivational teacher to the masses. For me to become the motivational teacher to the masses, I got to breathe life, not into what I see. I got to breathe life into what I know. For me to be a top leader, leadership is what I do. And for me to become a top leader, I got to read, study, and grow leadership. I got to breathe the right kind of air. I got to sow the right kind of seed into the ground. Your heart is the ground. What you speak is your seed. What you believe is your seed. Your heart is the ground. Whatever I speak and what I believe, the earth has to produce. I just broke bread. Right now, what you see in your life is what your heart has produced. It's not because my mama was a crack addict. It's not because my mama left me beside the road when I was 4. It's not because nobody loved me. It's not because I had this terrible thing that happened in my life. And I'm saying, yeah, we've all had bad things happen in my life. I'm not saying that they tell me that I need more empathy. That's what they say. That's what they tell me. I need more empathy. I don't understand that people go through things. I don't know how people think. I don't understand people don't go through things. And one day you got to sit here and listen to the whole Motivational Monday 4 or 5 in a row. It's not because my daddy left me when I was young, not because I was about to get married. He left me at the altar. It's not because I got pregnant at 16. It's not because I was raped when I was 12. It's not because all these external factors, ladies and gentlemen. It's not because those external factors shape what your ground look like, but you are in control of your ground. You are in control of your ground. There is no one else. I will not give my life to somebody who doesn't make me a priority. When they make you an option, you don't make them a priority, and we're still making people that hurt us our priority. I'm so far off where I'm supposed to be. We're still making them our priority when they made you an option, and they have conditioned my heart to believe what I believe about me. And until I begin to change the condition of my heart, I can never produce anything other than the seeds I'm sowing in it. Bread broken. Come on, Joe. I can't, ladies and gentlemen, I am trying to help you change your life tonight. I know this is not one going to make you want to run through the wall, but this is one to say, man, I got to look in the mirror. I've been limiting my own, I said this to myself, self-imposed limitations that I've been placing on me. And it's time to uncage the beast. It's time to uncage the beast. What can God do with a committed life? What can he do with a committed tongue and a committed heart? Taste and see, boy, taste and see if I'm sweet. That's what he told us. See, most of us ain't willing to, we don't want to taste and see. I just want to break off a little crumb. I don't want it all because I might not like it. I am in control of my ground. People like to have pity parties. They want you to join them. I ain't got time because I'm conditioning my ground. Seed time harvest. Seed time harvest. And so I was sitting there. I'm getting to the end of my story. I'm getting there. And I was sitting there. I'm like, I've been chosen to be in a global leadership program with the top 5% in a Fortune 100 company. And I came to the conclusion of seed time and harvest is the key to getting where you want to be. And as I was sitting there and I was thinking about my journey since 2016, since 2016 is when I started this growth journey. 2016 is actually when I started Williams and Williams LLC, or Williams, you all know it as Williams Inspires. And the funny thing was, I thought I was growing in my mind to become a motivational teacher. And God was growing me all the whole while to become a leader. I looked back and I did the math. For the last 5 years, I spent more than 4,600 hours motivating, teaching, inspiring, training, and leading. I've spent over 4,600 hours over the last every year. So let's say 5,000 for 5,000 for easy math. I've done that's 25,000 hours over the last 5 years rounding up of speaking, motivating, leading, training, all those activities that under that one hub. Malcolm Gladwell said that it only takes 10,000 hours and you will be considered the top 5% in your field. And I'm sitting back here thinking, like, God, like the great I am has awakened my eye. He tricked me. He tricked me. He said, on one hand, you're going to do this, but he used that hand to say, boy, I'm growing you in every area of your life. In every area, if you just seek growth and you seek putting the right stuff in here and sowing the right seeds. And see, I wasn't focused on, man, my goal is to be the top 5%. My goal is to be the top leader in the world. My goal, I said, man, I just want to be better tomorrow than I was today. I had one goal. I just want to, what can I add to my game to make me better? I got to do this Excel. And this was before I knew I was in the program. I chose that to stretch myself. I said, I got to get out my comfort zone. I chose the Excel, that side over there. I said, man, I need it. And it stretched me. I've spent so many hours, but I'm so much more proficient. And why? I was like, man, I'm growing. The moment we start conditioning our ground and we're sowing the proper seeds, ladies and gentlemen, you find yourself in the middle of your dream. But what most people do, they write down their 5 to 10-year goals and they go making every decision based on my 5 or 10-year goals. I'm saying focus on growth and you will hit your goal every time. Don't focus on the goal, focus on your growth. If you make growth your priority every day, you will end up exactly where you want to be, and it will seem like sweatless victory. Me being on that call in my mind is sweatless victory. I ain't have to kiss no butt. I ain't have to tell nobody how awesome they were. I ain't had to go up there 3 levels to my boss's boss and tell him how good he is to everybody in the company. I didn't have to give him no false feedback that I don't agree with. I was me. I'm learning and I'm growing. I'm curious. And I allow curiosity to drive me. And I'm telling you right now, if we put our attentions in the areas that grow you, you grow everything around you. If you just take if you take the initiative, I am just going to be intentional about my personal development. I'm going to be intentional about conditioning my heart. I'm going to be intentional about what I sow into my heart. I guarantee you, you will end up right where you want to be. You've heard it here. Seed time and harvest is real. REAL. Seed time and harvest dominates and rules everything in our world. It does. And I was sitting there and I'm like, man, this is a phenomenal revelation that I've never thought about it. That in order for me to become a great speaker, a great teacher, a great coach, I've been doing these activities for the last 5 years at 4,600 hours per year. And I never thought, man, it's like it didn't dawn on me that I've been sowing these seeds for 5 years. And I've been doing this for 5 years nonstop. And it just dawned on me that I am seeing the results today of 5 years of work. Like, and the work, me and the work became one. And it wasn't like, okay, it was me having to push myself off a mountain or me having to jump out of a plane to do it. I was just focused on growing me. And I'm challenging you to say at the end of the day, I'm going to put 30 or 45 minutes per day in my calendar, and I am looking just to grow me. I am reading the areas where I lack, or you can say the areas where I'm strong. I am going to be the top 5% in the world in these areas, and I'm going to start growing right now today in this area, and I'm going to put the time in to be considered the greatest of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you like this, that we never compete against other people. I told the basketball team, every time we play a basketball team, it doesn't matter who we play because we're always only playing us. We're always only playing us. How can I be better at this game than I was last game? It doesn't matter who I line up against. I only play me. And you don't have to worry about who the boss like. Oh, you don't have to worry about who has the best this in your town. You don't have to worry about who's doing well, who has all the connections. I'm telling you, just grow you. Your daddy own a cattle on 1,000 hills. Your daddy holds the king heart in his hand like putty. At any moment, he can turn it towards you. But would you be ready? Have you been putting in the work in the dark? I put it, y'all saw it on my Facebook page. We've been working in silence. Have you been working for 5 years? I worked in silence. I'm just learning and growing. 5 years, I'm not looking, I don't know how God wants to do this. I'm still in that same place. I don't know if God want to make me a CEO or God just only want me to make me the motivational teacher to the masses. But either way I see it in the end, I got to grow. And whatever I'm doing is going to be the thing that leads me to the thing. So you have to do it in excellent as unto the Lord. Grow me, Lisa. Lisa, have that conversation with you. It's you versus you. You got one goal, one job, grow you in the area where you want to be proficient. And I guarantee you will end up in the field of your dreams. One more example. I told my wife, no, I ain't gonna be down there alone tonight. I gotta save my voice because I got meetings tomorrow where I gotta coach, teach, and lead. But y'all know the motivational teacher. When you doing what you do, man, you get energy that I don't know where it comes. It came from the great I am. You get energy. When you do what you do, you get energy. Doesn't matter what you've been through, what it looks like. When you do what you do, people recognize it. And you get fine. And so one more example. When you do what you do. And one more example. Oh my God. See, I like to give you a pile of evidence. I gave you a natural example. LeBron gave you a natural example. I give you natural examples, then I give you parables. Because I believe that our lives run parallel to the Bible. I believe that the Bible is just not a book. I did a study and I said this on Bridging the Nation. 17 of the top 20 best self-help books all are spinoffs from some scripture or some thought or some idea that sprung from the Bible. I'm not trying to convert you to Christianity. I'm just telling you where Rich Dad Poor Dad came from. I'm just telling you where Think and Grow Rich came from. Everybody and mama want to reach. Who moved my cheese? I'm telling you where it came from right now. It was one thought from the Bible. And for anybody that's missing out, you're missing content from the originator, the great I am. I'm not trying to convert you. I'm just telling you how I see the world. I am not trying to convert you. I'm just telling you how I see the world. And so when I think about David, when he was out there and that lion came and took, come on, Angela, thank you. Come on, Joe. When that lion came, what's up, sis? Thank you for joining us. When that lion came and took the sheep, and you got little rutted, young, skinny David out there, and David was watching the sheep. And this lion came, took the sheep in his mouth. And David smoked the lion, killed the lion, and took the sheep out the lion's mouth. Now, most people would say, if a lion have the sheep, that sheep gone. Let me stop this lion from killing more sheep. That would have been my original thought. Like, another one bites the dust. Don't. I was like, okay, that sheep gone. Let me try to run this lion out of here so he won't kill the other sheep. But David had a different mentality. He was like, I gotta save the sheep that's in the lion's mouth. So you know how hard it is that if you hit a lion, he gonna kill the sheep. So however David did it, he was able to smoke the lion and take the sheep out of the lion's mouth and care for the sheep to get back healthy. When his dad told him to go take the food to his brothers in the war, David had to find somebody to tend to the sheep while he was gone. David was excellent in watching the sheep because not knowing that God was preparing him to lead his sheep. And see, most of us right now, we're not been excellent where we've been planted right now. And God is using the sheep for you to lead his sheep. See, the sheep are all metaphorical. The sheep in the field that is equivalent to God's sheep. And so Moses was the guy that delivered 3 million people out of bondage from Pharaoh. And the reason why my bad, the reason why David was qualified to go and free all of God's people. Wow, I went into Moses, a whole nother story. The reason why David was able, because God could trust him with his sheep. He said David has a heart after God's own. Why? Because when God is tending to you, he's not going to allow that lion to eat you. He's going to smoke that lion and take you out of his mouth. So the fire, the hell that you've been through was never meant to burn you. It was only let you sniff the smoke and see how you react when the smoke was around. It was never meant for that thing that you've given your attention to cripple you and keep you hostage. It was only meant for you to smell the smoke so you can say, my God is able. The great I am has awakened my I am, and I am more than equipped. I am more than able to overcome this uncircumcised Philistine. So when David went down there and Goliath had all the God's people held captive, he said, man, I got a kid over here that been watching my sheep. And now I need for him to go over here and fight Goliath and release my sheep. I need my sheep to be free. And he sent the one that had been watching sheep to go free the sheep. I'm about to break bread. And see, everything that you're doing right now, why not you? Because you got to do it right now in excellence. You got to do it right now. When I don't know how watching sheep is connected to my overall vision, my overall goal, my overall destiny. But right now I'm watching sheep. If I'm watching the sheep, I'm going to be the best sheep watcher on this side of the earth. I'm going to be. And so when it was time for him to go deliver his sheep, he sent David. David, go take your brother some food down there. I got a doggone lion that's roaring. And he got my sheep held hostage. Just like the one me and you conquered earlier. The giant is the test. Come on, Q. David went down there and said, man, who is this dude got y'all back over here scared? Y'all over here, and y'all over here, and y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all scared of this joker. Who is this joker? And David said, who is this uncircumcised Philistine that defy the armies of the living God? It was never about David. Oh my God, I got to get off this thing. But I done went to a whole nother place. It was never about David. It was never about David. The sheep, it was never about David. What you're going through in your life is never about you. Oh my God, this is getting too deep for me to even finish. It was never about you. It was never about you. David said, man, I would decapitate this giant with his own sword. Give me 5 smooth stones and a rag. I create the first gun from a slingshot ever used in history. He threw that rag so that the doggone stone went like a bullet and sunk in his head. David used his own cut his neck off. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, why not you? Why not you to be found faithful? And his dad asked him to take his brother's lunch. That's all he said, not knowing that he was training, watching sheep for the battle he was about to encounter. Why not you to be the top 5%? Why not me to be the top 5% in a Fortune 100 global world? Why? Because my dad had been training me to watch the sheep for 5 years, 5,000 hours a year. I've been training, watching the sheep. Why not me to lead the next generation of leaders in this world? Why not me to be the next motivational teacher, #1 motivational speaker in the world? Why not me? I've been watching the sheep, and I've been diligent, and I've been excellent in watching the sheep. Why not you? You've been sowing the right seed. You've been passing the test. It's time for, come on, Tabo. It's time for, Q just said it. It's time for elevation. Why not you? Take your own breaks off your own life and you become diligent in the things that matter. Most of us spend so much time in the things that does not matter that we can never grow what we need in our life. Why not you? You don't have to be robbing your whole life. It's time for you to become Batman. You don't have to depend on Batman. You're not robbing where you have to depend on Batman to give you all your instructions. The great I am lives on the inside of you. It's time for you to unleash your inner Batman. You've been living as Clark Kent. It's time for you to come out as Superman. Take your glasses off. It's time for you to be super. Come out the phone booth. Bit high. I don't know if they're going to like me if I come out. It's time to come out the phone booth, Clark, Superman. It's time to bury Clark. You've been Clark Kent too long. It's time to bury Clark, and you need to go to work tomorrow with a cape on your back. You need to go to your business tomorrow with a cape on your back. Welcome to the new me. I'm becoming diligent in the things that matter. Man, I can keep going. Man, I ain't got not one note. This is just straight from the dome right here. You know why I can sit here and shoot 56 minutes of fire straight from the dome? I've been doing it 5,000 hours for the last 5 years. Oh, how can you be so passionate in front of the camera? Because I don't need no audience to do it. I can do it in the mirror with just me. I can close the door and slam the computer, and I can do it with the same fire. Why? Because I watch the sheep. I've been watching the sheep when I had nobody, no accountability but me. If the lion ate the sheep, nobody knows but me because I'm the only one who watched the sheep. But I've been diligent in the least, so now I can be made ruler of many. It's time to elevate our mindset. I've been faithful with the least. I got 11 eyes, but I broke a sweat right now. I got 6 eyes on YouTube, but I broke a sweat right now. I got 3 eyes on Periscope, but I broke a sweat. Why? Because the eyes don't matter. I'm being diligent with the sheep. So when he called me to lead his sheep, I prepared. They said, man, it looked like you've been doing that forever. I have been doing it for 5,000 hours for 5 years. Because you didn't hear me don't mean I ain't ready for the test. Because I don't look like what you think somebody supposed to be packaged like don't mean I'm not ready for the job. Boy, I'm breaking bread right now. Don't judge me based on my resume because I've been in the lab 5,000 hours per year for the last 5 years. Don't judge me. Oh, he ain't been in front of no national artists and yet. Don't judge me. Because I would show up with lunch for my brothers and take down the doggone giant that got y'all shaking in your boots. Why? Because I've been watching the sheep. I was diligent. When the lion came, I took the sheep. When the bear came, when the lion, tigers, and bear, oh my, when they came, I was there. Don't judge me based on what you see on the outside, baby, because I've been doing 5,000 a year for the last 5 years. At some point, somebody got to say, this is the real deal. Evander Holyfield. My bad, y'all. I did not mean to go this long tonight, man. I'm telling you right now, I feel like fire shut up in my bones right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now, I want you to get that. Do what you do without malice or ill intent in your heart. Do what you do, not worrying about what's going to come from it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Man, boy, how prophetic. I didn't even know I was going tonight. Let's say just do it. Work. Hey, I love it. One of my favorite, work while it's day. Work while it's day. I love it. He said, devour in the morning and divide in the evening. It's time. Devour right now. Devour right now so you can divide in the eat. I'm telling you, be focused on doing, I tell my team, my wildly important goals. Do what's important. Spend time, invest time in the things that matter to get you to the next level of life. Boy, I just broke bread. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop this thing because listen, man, boy, right now, and the funny thing was this morning I woke up, I could barely talk. I've been drinking hot tea, that's why I'm sweating, all day just to be able to have this right here. I've been preparing all day to make sure I had something to give to you all tonight. Why? Oh, you could have not have done it, motivational teaching. I just told my kids this weekend, y'all gonna have to play hurt. My back hurt, so what? Play. My neck broke, so what? Play. My wrist hurt, so what? Play. You got to give what you got. It might not be 100%. It might not be what you normally give, but you got to give what you got. Give what you got to it. At the end of the day, I think that's what matters to the great I am. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have been phenomenal. Thank y'all for spending some time. Please share this. Please host watch parties for this. I say it all the time. Go back and listen to this 4 and 5 times and make sure you get the essence of the word. I know when in the moment of you're listening to me, but when you go back and listen to it 2 or 3 times, there's a voice that speaks to you over what I say. I got that kind of connection with the great I am. We talk about that. We talk about that. God, it ain't about me. It's about you getting what they need to them. Listen to it 2 or 3 times and you start to hear the voice underneath the voice. And that's the voice that really matters. When you hear that word, like today, like they were talking about leadership and training, and all I heard was seed time harvest. It's the voice underneath the voice that matters most in your life. Yeah. Prepare for war in time of peace. Come on, Deborah. You got to stay ready so you ain't got to what? Get ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am over an hour. I want to thank you all for hanging in here with me. Please share, like, listen to it 4 or 5 times. Hashtag 123. Put a new thought on there. Let's start triggering new thoughts so we can get new behaviors. Tend to their heart. And until next time, I am challenging you to wage war on mediocrity. Your boy is out. It ain't no friend to me.